welcome, everyone. Let's listen to our international anthem.
We are here. We are shining bright into the future. We rise high. We want to and revolution. Lifting up humanity as we rise, standing tall, hand in hand. We are the unicorn. We are the stars. It's a winner. It's a winner.
Call from.
Oh my
City
God.
Piano and
Sorry.
X-ray.
Oh, my son is calling me and I can't answer. My phone is not working.
Call from CHANPIO and L-Ray.
Sorry, guys. For my son is calling me. 1 second. I'm unable to answer because my
Call
phone is
from
not functioning well.
CHANPIO and L-Ray.
It's a winner. It's a winner. We hope, shining lights. We're a nation, we are rising with one love. We can hope, bringing solutions, lifting up humanity. Let's rise high, standing tall, hand in hand. We are the unicorn. We are the stars. It's a winner. It's a winner. It's a winner. It's a winner. It's a It's a winner, it's a winner, it's a winner, it's a winner. Say it again, say, oh, it's a winner, it's a winner, it's a
Hello, everyone. Welcome and good day. We are in it to win it. We are a unicorn. We are standing tall and we are in it to win it. Just like our CEO, Mr. Ashmufara, says, we are in it to win it. There is no turning back. We are climbing and going higher and higher, where when we get to the top, we're going to create another top. We are so in it to so win it. Yes. And thank you guys so much for coming here to support One Global Movement. Your support for One Global Movement, your presence, your love is support and love and presence for young people and children worldwide, women and children in particular. And so, because when you educate one child, you educate one woman, you have educated the entire world. So, we are here for that. And I thank you guys so much because you guys are putting so much importance in this. Because if we do not change the dynamics of young people, of our children and women across the globe, then it is not going to be better for us. So, I want to say, Happy International Women History Month again to all the women and young girls across the globe. This is Women's History Month, and we want to be able to talk about all women and children. And we cannot talk about women and children in isolation without talking about the men as well. So, because all of these come together, but we want to focus on the woman and the young girl for a reason, because from time immemorial, women and children, particularly young girls, have been excluded from a lot of things in the world. And because of that, we want to make sure that we start working towards an all inclusion. We want to be able to apply what Mr. Ash Mufarah has built for us, all these high ethical products and services and standards with love from the heart, to be able to reach every woman and every child across the globe, making sure that they are included in everything, making sure that they are given quality education, the education that they so deserve, not the one that we are forcing onto them. We want to be able to make sure that we are including all women in all walks of life, in everything that concerns society. We want to make sure that we give the young girl and the women a chance. Give them a chance to try. Let us not just categorize them and put them into little boxes and say, this is where you belong because you are a woman or because you're a female child. You don't belong here. And we want to also advocate for equal pay. But we also want to understand that there are certain things in life that the woman cannot do. Only the man can do. And the man is so strong physically to do physical labor more than the woman. And in that case, we want to also make sure that the men are paid well. Even if they are paid more than the woman in case of physical labor, we ought to understand that. But what we are saying here is, let us give our women and our young girl an equal opportunity. Let them try, because all what we can do is to let our women and young girls try. And if they try, if it works for them, well done. If it doesn't work for them, then they can try something else. Let us not barricade them from certain fields in life and relegate them to the background. In certain cultures, the women are relegated to childbearing, housekeeping, cooking, to satisfy the man. We don't want that. The man is not a strong man when they relegate their women or their young girls or their daughters to the background. You don't become a strong man when you do that. Remember, God created you, the man, and removed one of your ribs and created the woman so that the woman can be at your side as a companion, not something to be trampled upon, not something to throw all your garbage on. No, we have to respect our women. Remember that behind every successful man, there has to be a good woman. And that good woman can only be good up to the extent that we are treating them with love, equality, and all inclusion. This is very, very important. That is why you see we have the O Blessed, we have the O Academy, we have the O Woman, we have the O Play. These are products that are going to help so that we can be able to advocate for women in all aspects of life. There are some cultures that are really, really bad, that they don't let women to go to school. Young girls don't go to school. They marry these young girls, give them away. The moment they are born, they are already assigned a husband. And most often, these husbands are very old people that are not good for those young girls. And before you know, these young girls at the age of 13, 14, 15, they start having babies. And this is not healthy for them. So, throughout this month, we're going to be talking a lot about the woman and the young girl. Very important because we want us to treat our women and our daughters with dignity, love, and respect. And thank God that we are here in Unpassive. We are the footprints of destiny and descendants from Unpassive. We are taking these high ethical standards to all corners of the globe because Mr. Ashmufara is a divinely sent to come and change most of the things that are going on around the world. When he says, we are going to be the correction to the corruption, he means it. That either I do this or I die. That if somebody offers you a good meal, wouldn't you want to share that meal with others? And we are here, we are lucky to be Unpassive founders and for free, given to us free. So we have nothing to complain about, but to take this great news to all uh, corners of the world. And you're here in One Global Movement. We are here for children, young people, and kids from 1 day old to 26 years old and a little bit above. And if you help a child, you cannot just help the child in isolation. You have to help the children's parents as well, teaching them things that can make them to become independent and fend for themselves, not just handing out things to them. When we hand out things to them, we teach them how to invest whatever we are giving to them so that they can grow. They don't have to depend on the government. They don't have to depend on anybody. They can do their own things. And we are in the best position ever in the history of humanity through Mr. Ashmufara and Unpassive. And so let us really, really be excited and be grateful every single day of our life for Mr. Ashmufara and Unpassive. So thank you guys so much for being here. And we have really made it throughout the week. I'm telling you, Monday through Friday. And now we're going to relax on Saturday and Sunday. And then we pick up again on Monday. And we just keep doing it and keep moving up and higher, so that when time comes, we are going to reach every single child, no matter what that child is, no matter whether they can speak English or not, no matter whether they're educated or not, no matter the volume of their bank account or their status in society. We are going to reach all these children in the world. And I am really so excited with all of this. And I hope you all are as well. So thank you guys so much. And if you've not already subscribed to One Global Movement channel, please do. This is going to help us to grow so that we can also grow the children around the world and families. So subscribe and help us. If you want something to do for One Global Movement to serve the children even better, please, you can take One Global Movement and go to your community, in youth organizations, in your organizations, in whatever you can do in churches, so that they can subscribe to One Global Movement. And you explain to them that we are working to eliminate hunger, eliminate illiteracy, eliminate poverty, eliminate homelessness, eliminate abuse, and all the other things that are affecting our children negatively worldwide. Every child is included. No child is going to be left behind. And they will gladly do so. They will gladly do so. So let us grow this while we are waiting for the apples from Unpassive. We are growing this. I'm also doing other things here in the United States to make sure that we continue to grow this according to the laws of the United States of America. Either way, we're going to succeed with the children, no matter what. And I mean it. I'm so determined about this because I don't want any child to ever go back to where I was as a child. But because God kept me alive, I want to be able to help all children in the world. So, and if you need to come here to speak, jump up here on the panel, hop on the panel here, and feel free to speak. All right? If you need to come on here, feel free. If you have something that you want us to talk about, feel free. If you have a business or you have a child that has graduated from school or has a birthday, whatever is happening to our children in our various communities and families, bring it here. We want to be able to talk about that. And we want to get these children involved. This stage is for them. Let the children come here and take the stage of One Global Movement, and let us sit back and listen to them, because we need to listen to these children. So it's very, very important. Remember to put the big thumbs up, subscribe, and share, share, share. And the hashtags, hashtag One Global Movement, hashtag Unpassive, hashtag Defeat Hunger, hashtag Defeat Illiteracy, hashtag Defeat Homelessness, hashtag Defeat Abuse, hashtag Love, hashtag One Love, One Global Movement, hashtag Mr. Ash Mufari. All of those beautiful, beautiful things that it's going to make AI recognize us. I urge you guys to do so. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Let us just relax, okay? This is the weekend, and I'm clapping for all of you because you have done great. I have seen all of you here, and new people keep coming to help, because this is very important. I see our sister Juanita Slack. I see DS, our brother DS Nayak, and I see Sananda Maharana. If you are new, you're welcome here. You're welcome, welcome. I see Lala Seren. I see Otam. I see XM Trending Platform. If you can please put your real name there, because when we are dealing with children, we want to make sure that everything that we are doing with children is pure, it's clean, it's valuable, and with high integrity. In that regard, we want our children to know us by names, okay? Yes, we can do that. And if you have your business, we are also here to promote family businesses. We want to promote everybody. So you can come and talk about your business, and we promote you as well. So we have Subhash, we have Aruke, Taki, we have, oh my God, we have Dama, we have our sister, the mentor for children and young people, Sharon Balihu Pushpin Media. We have almost everyone here today. We have our brother Bon Shua. We have everyone is almost here. We thank God for everything. So let us relax, okay? Let us, like our managing director says, let us chillax. This is the weekend. All right. Let us relax. If you have anything that you want us to laugh about, put it in the chat there. Let us talk and laugh about it. Right. We want to relax and enjoy our weekend. And I'm wishing you all a fantastic, fun weekend, so that Monday we relax, we gain some energy. Make sure you're drinking lots of water, you eat good food, make sure you're smiling and dancing with your children, getting your children involved in whatever thing you're doing so that they can learn, because we are the role models to all our children. Let us just chillax, chill and lax, so that we enjoy the weekend, and make sure you're getting enough sleep as well. So that when you come here, we are able to help the children around the world. So I want to talk to you about, and I think our sister Sharon Pushpin, Ballyhoo Pushpin Media can also talk about it. We had a fantastic webinar today on O Connect, One Global Movement webinar at 1 p.m. Eastern Daytime today. It was wonderful. And the person who spoke was Mr. Mohammed Wazim, a very devoted Unpassivian, our brother. He spoke about child labor and how we can put measures in place that it's going to really begin to curb child labor, so that our children are not sold into physical labor or sex slave, or all of those bad things that our children are getting involved, or they're being sent to work into mines as young as 6, 7, 8 years old, and some of them actually die in those mines, and nobody even questioned them. And And the thing is, the politics around the world is really, really hurting our children. So we as unperseverance, we are devoted to making sure that things go well. We're not going to fight with nobody. We're just going to go with spiritual intervention, lots of prayers, with love, the way Mr. Ash Mufara is doing, and we help these children worldwide. This is very, very important. So we are in the series today, Mindset Series number 25. We're going to treat almost all the mindset series, and then we also bring it in another form at 1 p.m. Eastern Day Time. So we are making sure that we are helping the child, a whole child, whether it is economic, whether it is social, whether it is political, family, whether it is community, whatever it is, psychologically, we are helping a child as a whole. And when you are helping a child as a whole, you are also helping the parents. You cannot do it for the child without doing it for the parents or the caregivers and the adults around these children. So when we do that, we're building good, healthy, happy communities around the world. And this is also a way of building generational wealth because we want it to last for posterity, not the way the other companies are doing with children. We want our children to get out of this exploitation and child labor and abuse and all of those things. We want our children to get out of there. And in order to do that, we also want the parents too, because some of the parents have no choice because they are so poor. Some of them accept their children to go with people, especially the young girls, go with men that are so old, and because they have money, they want their young girls to go and bring home that money so they can help them to eat. So we understand those things, but that is just the most disgusting way of helping our children. So we want to be able to do things in order to stop those things, right? So we want our children to be happy. We want them to be healthy. We want them to be progressive. We have our sister Ruth Pace who just dropped in. Thank you so much, Ruth, for coming. I really love you guys for the kind of inspiration that you're giving me. Sometimes I feel tired, but when I open this computer and I see you guys on the other side of the globe, I'm like, yes, they are here. It means I have to keep going automatically. I am just refueled with energy without even knowing where it came from. But thank you guys so much for inspiring me. I highly appreciate that. So, Mindset Series number 25. It says, education is the key to the well-being and success of all children with a focus on young women. Do you agree? Education is the key to the well-being and success of all children with a focus on young girls. Do you agree? So begin to put your own contribution in the chat, because for me, I know that education is paramount. We know that we have to feed these children, but after feeding them, what else? We have to teach them to be able to fend for themselves, to work for themselves, and to garden for themselves, to do the things that will help them so that they don't fall prey into the hands of these people that lure our young girls and destroy them and traumatize them, right? We want to be able to get them out of this situation, but you cannot get them without giving them something tangible in the form of hope that they can rely on. That is what we are doing here and in One Global Movement. So education plays a very important role in shaping the future for our children, and focusing on young women, specifically can have a profound impact on the lives of these young women, young girls. Very, very important. And remember the quote of this young woman, Malala. Malala is a young Pakistani child that survived an assassination. She was denied an education, and now she is using that as a platform to advocate for education for young girls instead of forcing them into marriages to these old men. So this is very important. Education first before marriage. Because when you educate a female child, you educate a woman, You have educated the entire world. So we want that for our young girls and our women. So, and in the words of President Nelson Mandela, he said, education is the most powerful weapon we can use to change the world. Isn't that true? Do you believe that? I truly believe that, because when I look at my life history, education is the one thing that saved my life. The and education is the one thing that saved my life. My grandmother advocated for education for me, including my mother and then the entire village. And they educated me up to the bachelor's level and sent me to the United States to further education. And I am here today with a PhD because education saved my life. And I want education should be to be paramount to all our children, particularly the young girls. But we cannot educate the young girl without educating the young boy as well. We need to educate all children equally, giving them that opportunity, not excluding the young girl, not excluding the woman. We need to give them equal opportunity. All we can do is to get them involved, include them, let them try. When they try, they will figure out what is good for them, and then they can begin to invest and work on that. Let us not pick and choose or force them. Sometimes we parents will make mistakes by saying, "Oh, look, my neighbor's children they are medical doctors, they are lawyers, they are this." Now we force our children to become like them, not even fully understanding if that is exactly the gift that God gave our own children. And let children pick what is good for them, but let us also do it well. And we start to watch them from cradle. The very first 5 years of life, we must watch these kids. If you're not watching your child and you start forcing your child into something, it means the fault is yours, because we ought to know what our children love to do. We ought to know what God gifted them with by watching them from childhood to know what they love to do. And then we encourage that, we nurture them. And they can change their mind several times. We let them change their mind, because that is how people learn to grow and to learn. So let's not force them. So Malila Yusuf Sai said, one child, one teacher, one book, one pen can change the world. That is education. And that is what she is advocating for. And she's still doing it. She's still a young girl, but that is what she's doing. Very, very important. So, how do we promote young women or young girls and our women uh, to get an education? How do we do that? How do we educate? How do we make sure that education plays a very important role in shaping the future for children, especially our young girls and women? How do we do that? Number one, we have to empower them. I just said before that we must empower these young women and young girls, or women in general, by involving them in things that will expose them, would expose their talents, so that they can begin to build on their hopes and their dreams, and build on what they really desire to do in life, not what society dictates to them or what the family dictates to them. We want to be able to empower them. So education empowers young women by providing them with the knowledge, the skills, the confidence, and everything that they need to navigate the various aspects of their life, in family life, social life, economic life, political life, and all other fields of life. Education is very important. If we don't educate them, they will not find their way in life, and they will turn to suffer, and they will be taken advantage of. We don't want that for our younger. I don't want it, because somebody, people, a whole village fought for me. Education freed my life. And so I am fighting for all children with a focus on the young woman to acquire an education, not just eating, but to acquire an education and be free from abuse. Because when you give them an education, a young woman will be able to advocate for themselves and their children. They will be able to know that somebody truly love them, or they don't love them, or they just want to exploit them, maybe physically, sexually, or otherwise. They will be able to tell. When you educate a young woman, they will be able to contribute to the education of their children, and their children will be likely to be educated because they see their mother being educated. Because children copy so much from their mothers more than their fathers. It is just a natural tendency. Nobody makes it that way. So, education will equip these young girls and women with the tools to make informed decisions. They can't just get up and make decision, or somebody just say, this is what you're going to do. This is your faith. No, they will be able to make informed decisions about their own health, their bodies, their own careers, and relationships. This is very, very vital. And then when we educate the young girl and the women, even children in general, they are exposed to economic opportunities. Yes, look at us here now. We are exposed to unpassive. I know that there are some people among us that cannot read and write, but hey, now Mr. Ash Mufara says no founder is going to be left behind. We have to hold the hands of one another to make sure that we move together, not being greedy that it's me, me, me. We have to move together. That is why we want to be able to hold the hands of our young women, our young girls and women, and everyone, so that we can move together, right? So education opens so many doors of opportunity, and not just doors, better doors, quality doors of opportunity, economic opportunities to these young women and women. And this is very, very important. When young women or women receive quality education, they are more than likely to secure a higher paying jobs, or create or establish their own businesses that will contribute to their families, their financial stability, financial freedom, not just be financial overflow, and break the circle of poverty. This is very, very important. You know, okay, look at now. We're going to be educated using academy. And this is going to be quality education at a very, very low, affordable price for all of us. We can even help pay the tuition of these children that don't have that opportunity. But we have to make sure that we are also educating them on how to do it themselves, because we're not always going to be there for them. This is very, very important. And then when we educate women and young girls, or when we educate children in general, I always like to say children in general, although we are focusing on young women because they are those who are on the disadvantage in the world, the entire world. They are those that are being taken advantage of in the entire world. So we want to focus on those that are having challenges a lot, but we are focusing on the children in general, with no child being left behind at all, not at all. So when we educate women and children, they are more likely to focus on their health and well-being. Educated women and young girls tend to have better health outcomes for themselves and their families. They know when to go for checkups. They know what is going wrong. They know how to do their research and to know what symptoms the family is having, or the children are having, or they themselves are having. They are more likely to make healthier choices and decisions, and to live a healthier lifestyle and seek medical attention when it is needed, and not to wait. And they want to go for their yearly checkups, so that if there is something that is going to be wrong, it can be caught earlier on rather than later. Because later, certain illnesses, they move from stage 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. If we do not catch those things earlier on, then it will be detrimental to the health of these young women and children. Very important. And when women are educated, they will have access to information about reproduction and family planning. Very important. They don't just just have to sleep around with a man that just wants to sleep around, and then they end up being pregnant, and then they end up being the ones to suffer with themselves and the children with no adequate resources, and then the circle of poverty continues. We don't want that. We want a girl that is educated to make informed decision, to know that, okay, why am I getting into this relationship? What do I need out of this relationship? And then they are able to ask this question, discussions with the person that they may love. What do these people bring to the table, and what are you bringing to the table that will make you guys to come together, so that when you have children, these children will also be well educated to also continue to make informed decisions for themselves. So education is very important. Education will help some of these young girls that are being forced into marriages, like I was. If my grandmother didn't stand up for me, I would not have known anything, So they will be able to know that, you know what, education first before marriage. They will know that when we educate them. So somebody can, because they want to just exploit their bodies. Know that your bodies is the temple of the Lord. Each and every one of you, your bodies are the temple of the Lord. Don't just give yourself away like that, just because somebody is fooling you that they love you, they like you, they want to care for you. You have to. Going to bed with that person should have to be the very last thing. After you must have known that truly this person loves you and your parents know this person. Do not make those kind of decisions alone, because decisions to marry somebody are very, very important decisions that is going to last a lifetime. You don't want to go alone into that kind of decision. You want to make sure that you're discussing it with your parents, with maybe you don't have parents, mentors, caregivers. And that is why One Global Movement is here. We want to be able to set those parameters for our young girls in a book, so they will learn. Even the boy, what are you looking for in a girl? You have to be educated in order to do that, to make that informed decision that is going to last a lifetime. So that when your children come along, your children would know better, because they will be educated. They know how to make these informed decisions. Nobody can impose on them. They have to do what they know that is good for them and is also good for humanity. You see that? It's good for their children. So it has to be a continuity, a continuum, something that has to continue, not doing it now and not doing it the next day. So, and then when women are educated, and young girls and children, they have to be sure that they are involved equally. So gender equity, gender equality is very important. Like for me, I was discriminated upon because I was a woman, a girl. So they wanted to send me into marriage, and then they placed emphasis only on to educate the young boys, right? So gender equality is very important. When education is a fundamental tool for promoting gender equality. When we educate these young people, young girls and women, now it will promote gender equality, so that nobody has to say, you are a woman, you belong to this job and not this one. You are a woman, you cannot open your mouth. They will shut down your voice. No, you open your mouth, but respectfully. Do not yell, do not scream, do not disrespect people. But we have to give you that education, moral education, quality education, so that when you open your mouth, you are doing it with peace, with respect, with high integrity. So that is what it really means. So by investing in the education of young women or children, societies can challenge traditional gender norms, just what I'm talking about. They will challenge traditional gender norms and promote equal opportunities for all genders, be it a boy or a girl, because there are so many cultures and religions that they go against the woman. And keep in mind that most of these cultures, those laws have been written by the men against the women and the children, and it is hurting our children, particularly the young girls. We want to be able to make sure that there is gender equality all over the world. And together we can begin to eliminate some of these harmful customs and traditions that are hurting our children, especially the young girls. And some of us might even be practicing that. If you're one of those, you may want to think about it. What if your child was, or you give your own child away just like that into marriage without education? Oh no, oh no. Let us not do that anymore. It is hurting our children, it is hurting our families, it is hurting you, but you just being tough. It is hurting our villages. It is hurting the global economy. We see our children hurting every day, especially the young girls. We want to be the ones to stand firm to change that culture by educating our young girls and women and even our children in general. And so when we educate our children or young girls and women, it will reduce child marriage, like I just said, and early pregnancy. Now, education acts as a protective factor against child marriage and early pregnancy. When girls stay in school, when we put them in school, they're studying, you know, when we really take the time to give them that quality education, they stay in school, they are studying, they know that they have homework to do, they know that, this is going to elevate me. I am going to be able to contribute to my well-being, to the well-being of my family, my community. Then girls will stay in school, they are less likely to be married off at a younger age or become pregnant before they are ready, which can have detrimental effects on their health and future prospects or purposes. So let me tell you something. There is this uh, a kind of cancer called obstetric fistula. Obstetric fistula is a kind of cancer that young girls develop. They develop that cancer because they were pregnant and they gave birth to babies before they even turned 18, before they were fully developed. A young girl, listen, and let us listen well. And let our young girls listen, and let our parents know this. When a young girl is pregnant and gives birth to a baby before they turn 18, they contract a kind of cancer called obstetric fistula. My sister Sharon is here. Welcome.
Hello, hello, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good
Welcome.
afternoon,
Yes,
everybody. Thank you, thank you. I thought I would jump on today
thank
for
you.
many reasons. For one, to thank you. To thank you, Dr. Mooney. I love you so much. You are
Thank
so
you. Thank
blessed,
you.
and
Thank
the
you.
world is going to be blessed with your kindness and generosity and
Thank you.
everything that you are doing for One Global Movement. And before I get started, before I have anything more to say, you know what to do. Show One Global Movement some love. Hit that like button, subscribe, and leave comments, and share. Share One Global Movement, please, to the world, because
Yes.
One Global Movement is making an impact on the world. My sister here tonight is talking about girls and girls that need our help. And all children need our help.
Yes.
It's not just girls, all children need our help. Young boys need our help. Young boys are confused these days. They don't know, they're not being brought up the way we used to be brought up back in the day, to respect themselves and to love each other and to respect the girls, because you know what? It's the girls that need the respect, and it's the women of today that need the respect. And we have to educate our young boys just the same as we educate our
Yes.
girls on
Yes.
what's going on in society and how to treat yourself and how to treat the girls that you know and the women that you know, your mom, your dad. Respect. Respect is a big thing. And I find that these days, a lot of people don't have respect for themselves. None
Mm-hmm.
of them have respect for others. So it's
Yep.
really, really tough to do that. We're, Dr. Mooney was talking about uh, all kinds of things tonight. And I jumped on here because she's talking about all kinds of things tonight. She's talking about, girls that are being trafficked, and girls that are going out and getting married at a young age, and girls that they just don't know what to do, what's next. we have to focus on our young girls, focus on our young women and our young men to
Yes.
make sure that we groom them to be the best that they can be. And it's so hard for them because these days, more so than anything, with social media, they're not tuning into us. They don't want to talk to us and stuff like that. But luckily, this is a platform that is social media. So
Yes.
One Global Movement has their attention, and they can come on here and they can learn about life itself, and to respect themselves, and to grow to be half decent human beings. You have to step back and ask yourself, like, where are the children of tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Where are we going with the children of tomorrow? The way the world is set up, it's not looking good. It's so sad. Like, yes, AI is good. Bless is good. Bless is my favorite platform.
Yes.
Bless, we can bless so many children of the world. We can put in things that we need to put in, like, to help them with just everyday thing, like not to get on social media and always talk about what's up. Don't take a picture. Like, how many young girls and young men take a picture before they leave their house to get approval to say, I'm okay, I look good, and I'll go good. If they don't get enough likes, what do? They change their clothes, and then they take another picture because they need that like. Love yourself first, because it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter if you don't love yourself. It's hard to love anybody else, and don't care about what other people think. What other people think is not. It's not important. It's what you think of yourself. You have to love yourself, respect yourself before you can give that respect to others. What you give out is what you're going to receive. So you need to like take that into consideration and love yourself first and give yourself the respect that you want. And then when you want that respect and love, then you can give that out to the world and you will get that back. I just wanted to get on here because I love what Dr. Mundih is talking about, and she is doing such a great things on this platform. And if you guys missed the 1 o'clock session today, we were talking about today about child labor. Child labor, I can't even believe it, because when I found out that what we were going to talk about today on the 1 o'clock webinar, I was in shock to know that today, this is like what, 2000, something like that?
Mm-hmm.
And childhood labor is more so today than it was 10 years ago, 50 years ago. It's more so today. We're like using children. Using children for what? Using children for slavery? Using children to help make ends meet? Using children so they can eat? They're going out to do what they need to do? That's just wrong.
Very
That
wrong.
is so wrong. There's so many good movies and documentaries on it. I didn't write them all down, but I will leave it in the chat if anyone wants to know about good movies or documentaries. There's one thing I watch. It's a lot of true stories, and it is so sad to know that our babies are hurting. Our
Mm-hmm.
babies are hurting big time, and we need to step up to the plate and try to fight this. Fight this. As Ash would say, we are the, what is it? The corruption
We are
to
the
the.
correction to the corruption.
Exactly. And this is what we need to do. We need to correct all this because life itself sucks
Yeah.
these days, especially for our children. They're not going to know any different if we don't teach them any different. And the parents, I love you guys, and I just want to say that you need to educate yourself on the world of tomorrow. What's happening in the world of tomorrow? Take care of yourself. Take care of your babies. Educate yourself. Teach your children how to love themselves and educate themselves, and to grow to be bigger than life, because life is too short, and we need to sit down with our kids and talk to our kids, especially our young girls, because our young girls are getting lost in society,
Mm-hmm.
and that is not cool. We're going to be like set back. Okay, there's been so many women in our past that have fought for our young girls to be better and to have a better education and to be better in the workforce. and to be better in general. So we are going to have more webinars like this to talk to everybody, to let everybody know that, you know what, you need to educate yourself, get on O Academy. And I hope and pray that we're going to have a lot of teachers on O Academy that's going to teach our young girls and our young men to respect themselves and to educate themselves. And we have to educate the parents, though, too. The parents need to educate them because these days, the children are raising their parents. I'm sorry, but back in the days, my mom, today is my mother's birthday, Karen Whedon, the late Karen Whedon, and it's her birthday. It is March 15th, and I am all up in my emotions, so I'm sorry if I feel a little emotional tonight. But my mom was a good woman. She raised a lot of children, and she adopted children all the time. I grew up with so many foster sisters and stuff like that, and my mom tried to teach me the best that she could. And she was old school. Like my mom was old school, okay? I grew up with the wooden spoon and the look. Anyone know that look? Like, you know, you give that kid that look, like the kid straightens out right away. I was brought up with that. The look, the wooden spoon, and you know, you have to. But my mom, like every parent grows up with what they were taught and what their grandparents taught their moms, and things have changed. And sometimes you have to like step back and say, do I want this for my child? Because a parent's job is to give their child a better life than what they got. Am I correct? That's what you want for your children. You want a better life than what you were taught. So even though you were brought up strict with the wooden spoon or the look or the paddle or whatever, we do not beat our kids anymore. Not that my mom beat me, but all she had to do was give me that look and I straightened out.
Yes, give her the look. That's what my mom and my grandmother would do. The looks, and those things work because they love us. The love is not even there. Some parents are sacrificing the love of their children for something else. You know, in this country here where I am, there is a lot of competition, a lot of pressure on these young women to be like the Hollywood, to be like this. No. Train your child the way they should go so that when they grow up, they will never depart from those ways. They train us with the scriptures in the hand, train us with a lot of respect. And this is what we should be doing to our children. Let us not relegate our children to the phone, to the social media. And even with this artificial intelligence, we cannot overuse something. You have to schedule your child. This is the amount of time that you can spend on this program, and they have to keep to that. That's the way I brought up my son. My son, you will meet him someday. He's attending these things too. I brought him up exactly the same way my mother and my grandmother brought me up. And thank God, he is a young, gentle, respectful man who does not play around with women. He said, nope, I have to build my life first, mommy, spiritually, educationally, economically, and otherwise. And he is writing books to help kids in general, kids between the ages of, as they come from the stomach, to what age, with beautiful graphics of animals and other things, so that he started reading before he turned 3. I'm just saying this so you know, not because of anything, because I am saying what I am doing. This boy started reading before he turned 3, and he was recruited from the hospital at 2 days old. They gave him a job. And when you get to 16, and then now you graduated from that job. And he's so good. He is so focused. He's doing aerospace engineering. So this is the way we do that, by loving our children, not yelling, not screaming. We do that by congratulating them, celebrating their every move, even not celebrating with throwing a big party, because we don't want that big party thing that people spend money aimlessly. We want to be able to say, congratulations, you did it, give me a big hug. We want to be able to sit at the dinner table and congratulate ourselves. We draw little family programs that matter. We want to be able to take these children to a special meal, to a good restaurant that cooks good food, healthy food. These are things that we can do. Instead of looking out there, you're wasting your time looking at some other people's children and family instead of focusing on your own. You see me, I thank God for my grandmother and my mom and my village. The entire village raised all the children. You cannot do something in your home and you try to rush to the other home. They'll ask you, did you fetch firewood for your parents? Did you fetch water? Did you do the dishes? Did you sweep? Did you do your homework? If you said no, they say, go back home. Or they will take you home to your parents to make sure that things are being done. So we watch after one another. This is the community that Mr. Ash Mufara has built here. And I know that it might be difficult to some people, depending on their orientation and their upbringing. But we can do this. This is what we are doing here in One Global Movement, coming together. Because we all were created as part of the same whole by Almighty God. Nobody can escape it. To escape it is to torture your own self. So let us focus on these children. Because when you educate these children, I always say with a focus on the young woman because they are under disadvantage, leadership and representation, it will be easy for them. And then these young girls, they are not quick to go and get pregnant until they are fully developed so that they don't develop the cancer called obstetric fistula. Because this is a kind of cancer that a lot of the young girls that are pushed into marriages, they develop. And then these girls will be smelling and then they start bleeding, they die at a very young age. And the circle continues. We want to be able to utilize what Mr. Ashford has blessed us with to help these children. And if you are with me, I thank God. If you are not with me, I will still do it because I have to do it. My life was saved and I have to save the life of all children. But you cannot do the children without doing the parents or the caregiver. So we are in this together. And I thank God for Sister Sharon who joined this team, and she's on fire, because she has the experience for more than 30 years working with children. And so I thank God for sending her to One Global Movement so that together we can go around the world and help this children. Not just online here, we're going to be traveling. And we got to have the gospel of One Global Movement internationally, where these children can come together every year. Even if they cannot pay for their flight, we do something. They come together every year. They demonstrate their talents. We get a scripture from the Bible that focuses on, they're not preaching like the pastors are hypocrites are preaching to children without doing it. We want to really spend our resources on these children, making sure that they get quality education, they are healthy, they are happy, they eat the right food, they are not abused, they are not coaxed into sex trafficking, they are not being lured into things that are not healthy for them. So thank you so much, Sister Sharon, for all the amazing work that you are doing for One Global Movement. May God continue to bless you, give you the strength and the courage and the wisdom and charisma that you need so that we can travel this journey together. So thank you so much. And if you have any other thing you can say, otherwise so we can start appreciating our audience.
I do. Before we get started, before you appreciate everybody that's here, and I appreciate everybody's here. Thank you so much. Don't forget to hit that like button and hit the bell so you get all notifications. And please share One Global Movement to your friends and family. But before Dr. Mundih says hello to everybody and reads everything in the chat, I just want to say that today, more so than anything, it's really, really tough because there's too many babies having babies, for one, and for two, there's too many children being brought up. Sometimes they remember what their parents taught them, sometimes they don't, and sometimes it's just the point of they're just not listening. For whatever reason, they're not listening anymore. So we need to get their attention. We need to be large and in charge, and we need to get their attention and let them know that they are loved and they are cared and that we are here for them. One Global Movement is here for them. If they need to talk, if they need to decide where they're going in life, we need to step up to the plate with these children, because children are lost in this world. They don't feel like they have. They're too tuned in with this, going online and stuff like that. That's their parents. And I was brought up with the TV was our babysitter. Now it's iPods
Mhm.
and social media, Instagram and Facebook. And Instagram and Facebook doesn't really control the narrative on what's happening on there. So your children are being poisoned by what they see on the internet and stuff. And you got to step back and you got to pull your children away from electronics and talk to them. Talk to your children. Talk to your children. Let your children talk to you. See what's happening because society itself is messing with our children.
Yep.
Society itself is confusing our children. Our children don't know anything. They don't know if they want to be a boy. They don't know if they're going to be a girl.
Yes.
If they want to grow up and stuff. How many young girls do I see out there that are pregnant and already have a next man? Like, what's up with that? Like, that is just so wrong. We
Yeah.
need to and that is a whole totally different session. Don't get me started. And I am not a speaker, but Dr. Mooney thinks I am, and she got me on this platform, and I'm getting better and better at talking to
We
you
all are
guys.
getting better, I think. Nobody's a speaker. Because when you speak the truth, when you do the honest thing, it flows. Not because you're a speaker. I'm not a speaker, but because of my experience and what I want to do, what God has implanted in me, it just comes. When it is so easy to tell the truth. When you tell the truth, things just come, not because you have to be a special speaker or anything. But I think you are doing wonderful. We all are improving every day. Please, please, please let us pay attention, special attention to our children. These children are hurting. Society, like you say, is confusing. The governments are confusing these children, and wars. Imagine a child that the mother has been shot or the father has been shot dead. That is childhood trauma automatically. And this child, you will see this child, maybe they are stealing or they are doing something, and then we start saying, well, this child is a thief. Did the parents not raise this child well? We start passing judgment without knowing what actually happened. So let us be really, really humble and really meet these children where they are and gradually, according to their own pace, and take them with quality education and love to where they want to be. Love is the key word here. If you are going to be yelling at your
Exactly.
children, forcing them into situations, the children will just do it because they are afraid of you, but the next time they're going to do something different. So love, 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 and let us understand that children understand things differently. Let us not compare our children to the other children or compare a sibling to the other sibling or say, oh, look at your siblings doing, you're doing, shame on you. Let's not do that. You demoralize them. You put down their morals. They are spiritually, they are down, and they will not tell you. Pretty soon they start developing others, mental illness, and we contributed to those things. I am guilty, but I learn. I'm like, no, this is my child. I shouldn't ever have to say shut up. I told my son shut up, and then he cried. Later on, I apologized and I said, never would I say shut up to my son. Me and my son, we are buddies. We are like friends. When people see, they'll think maybe he's my husband because he's so tall and a giant. So, but thank you guys so much. Keep coming here. Let's build this platform together. One person cannot do it. You are those and us who have to build this platform to grow for our children. And you're going to see this happen. Okay. And with love, always with love, like Sharon is showing there, always with love. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. We have uh, Juanita Slack. Thank you for being here, Juanita. We love you. We appreciate you. And I'm just going to be calling the names, but because I know that you guys are wonderful here, so you can go relax, chillax for the weekend. So we start big time again on Monday. We always big time. Okay, we're going higher and higher. Like Mr. Ashmufara says, we get into the top where we'll build another top. And I say, we're going to land on the moon. If we don't land on the moon, we'll fall back on the stars and we're still going to be great, right? But we are going higher, backwards, never, forward, always. That's what we're doing here. So we have our brother DS Naya, who is always here to support us. Thank you so much, brother. We highly appreciate you. And we have Sananda. How are you? Thank you for being here. We have Lala Saren. If you're new, oh wow, I love that little girl. Is that a boy or a girl? But that's a child. This is a child of One Global Movement. We love you and thank you for being here. Come again. We go twice, Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern Daytime. Thank you so much. And we have Otam is here with a beautiful little girl always on the picture. Thank you so much. And we have XM Trending Platform. Yes, XM, thank you so much and for doing that business. And Mandi Humita Meti. What language is that? I would like to know. I like to learn different languages. So thank you for being here. If you want to write your name the next time so that these children can read your name, know you by name, that would be fabulous. Thank you. We have Sobash is here. Thank you. Aruke Thakur. Thank you for being here, Aruke. We love you so much. And then we have Shraddha Nenda. Thank you so much for being here today. We love and appreciate you. We have Doma Lepcha. Thank you so much. Hello, Yvonne, ma'am. Yes, we are so blessed and so in it to win it. Thank you, God and Ash Mufara, sir, and his entire team members for the gift of hashtag unpassive. Yes, they give to humanity. Thank you so much. And of course, our sister Sharon is here. She's so much involved in creating those little beautiful things that we post on social media, and she's doing a lot other things. Thank you so much, my sister. And Doma, we will be the most luckiest people if we get chance to work for women and children who are in need, which is what we are doing. Thank you so much, Doma, for saying that. And this is what we are doing. Yes, God will bless us when we do this. And of course, our brother Bonsoir is here always to support us. We love you. We appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much. Spread the message to your families, your communities, your social gathering places, in offices, wherever, in churches, wherever you can do this, so that no child should be left behind. Okay, let us do that, all of us included. And of course, we have our beautiful sister Ruth Pace is here. How are you, sister? Thank you. Oh, hello, sister Yvonne Mundih. I live in Little Rock, Arkansas. You're my neighbor. There we go. Now you get my number and contact me, and I will put my number in the chat. Otherwise, our sister Sharon can also put that number in the chat, because that is one global movement number which I am helping. So that is one global movement number. Anybody can have it and they can contact us. Sister, contact me. We can put something together so that we can also do it together here. We need people to come and speak about their environment, their families, their businesses, and everything, so that we can really inspire these children. So our sister, of course, Nancy, I was waiting for you here. What happened? And my phone is not working, guys. It's not working now, but I plan to go out to my provider tomorrow. We went out today, but instead of them trying to fix the phone, they're trying to sell me a new one, which is expensive, and I don't want that for right now. We need every penny for one global movement children, and not to be buying expensive phones. And welcome to all our queens and kings of One Global Movement. Thank you. And Ruth says, hashtag One Global Movement, hashtag Dr. Mundih, hashtag Unpassive, hashtag Ash Mufare. Thank you. And I think we have new ambassadors here today. Please, to One Global Movement, where we are learning how we can help our children with a better tomorrow. Feel free to share your thoughts. Thank you so much, Nancy, for recognizing that. Wow, you see, so many hands do light work, and it takes two heads are better than one. So we all here are better, right? So we support one another. Thank you so much, Nancy. Education is the base of our society. Even we feed them, clothe them, we need to include education to help them take over our tomorrow's society. Thank you. That is why O Bless and O Academy are so much together for One Global Movement. And one cannot do without the other, right, Sharon?
Right, darling.
Hello, Dalma. Hello, Sharon. Hello, everyone. Nancy's
Hi.
welcome everyone here. And if no one tells you they love you today, One Global Movement wants to tell you we love you. Thank you so much, Nancy. I really like when you write like that. I really so appreciate you. Thank you. And we have Ilyaso here. Thank you so much, Ilyaso, for being here. Come again. We highly appreciate you. Spread the gospel of One Global Movement to all corners of the globe. Help a child, help a family to spread this out. It is not for anybody here, it is for us to help. And this is what Mr. Ash Mufara wants. And this is why Mr. Ash Mufara built on Parsi for the future, which is our children. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And Nancy says, hashtag unpassive, hashtag Mr. Ash, hashtag Dr. Mundih, hashtag One Global Movement, hashtag love, big love. Thank you. And Ruth says, love yourself first and everything else falls into line. Lucille Barr. Thank you. Thank you. I will go and read about her. Thank you so much for bringing that here, Ruth. We highly appreciate that. And hashtag respect, hashtag Women's History Month, hashtag One Global Movement. Thank you so much, Ruth. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We highly appreciate that. And Nancy here
Thank
says,
you.
just little things really make our children happy. We have one movie night with my kids. You should see how they used to look forward to that day just for us to be together. Simple things matter. Simple things matter. Simple things
Mm-hmm.
are the most precious. They are the prettiest gift of all. Not those things that we spend money on. It starts from these basic necessities. My son looks forward. We were supposed to go to the zoo, but because of One Global Movement, we didn't go. We always plan activities to do it together. So tomorrow we're going out. We're going out for breakfast before he can go to work, so that at least we do that one. So when he comes home, we do those activities are planned activities. And what we have been doing too is walking every morning. 7 o'clock, we are out walking. We walk for 2 miles, sometimes 4 miles, two to go, two to come back. And it helps a big deal. So these little activity, when we plan it together with
Exactly.
family, it works. These kids will know that they're included, they are loved, they are regarded very important, that they are nurtured well, that my parents or the caregiver, they love me. That is the most important thing. Love is the most powerful emotion of all the emotions on earth, all
Exactly.
emotions in us. Love is number one. If your child is behaving in a way, you have not loved that child exactly the way you're supposed to love that child. That is why.
Exactly. And Dr. Meany, let me just step in here just for a little bit. Those little things, you may not think that that means a lot to them, but it's the little things that they're going to remember.
Mhm.
It's those little things that you do for them, like movie night, going to the zoo, little things like that. That's what they're going to remember. When they
Mhm.
grow up and they become adults and they have children of their own, they'll be like, Mom used to do this, or Auntie Sharon used to do this, or Uncle so and so used to do this, or Dad used to do this. And they do that with their children. It's those
Mhm.
little things that leave an imprint on their mind. Sir,
Yes, yes.
I just wanted to say that.
Yes, yes. Thank you. This is so important. We can plan games and not watching TV. Leave those TVs alone. More than 10 years, I don't watch TV unless I know what I have to watch on there. No. Teach your children not to go to that TV unless you guys have a good program, and then you can what take the TVs out of their room and take those
Today
iPads
it's
and put them
iPads.
away. Don't let your child call you when they are in the house with you, when they can come to you. They call you on the phone or they text you. Ban all those things, not with force, but with love. And then you have to explain to them what you're doing. Don't just impose on them. You have to have a conversation between your children. You know, when I'm talking with my son, a lot of people don't believe that's my son because we're just, they don't believe it. But that's my
Bless
son, you
you.
know, and he's very happy. He's very happy with that. A very happy boy. I said, don't worry about the girls for now. They will come when you empower yourself well, spiritually, academically, economically strong, and financially
Mm-hmm.
stable. God will send the right people your way because the world is not good. Our children are confused. We need to make sure that our children are in good hands. If my son is coming to marry your family, we all have to be on the same plane with the way we're going to support these children. Because if I want my son to be happy, I have to take my daughter-in-law as my own daughter. so that I treat them equally, so that their children will come out to be happy, healthy, responsible children in society. You see that? So this is very important. This is what One Global Movement is doing. Every child, we're going to bring these children together so they know that if they lost their mom or they lost their father, they lost their parent, nobody's taking care of them. One Global Movement is here for them. It's here for them. So thank you guys so much, Sharon. Thank you for hopping on the panel here. You really took away some of the anxiety from me when I'm here by myself, you know. Thank you
I'm
so
glad I
much. And I also thank Nancy, who has been helping me from time to time on the panel here. I thank you guys. I'm expecting a lot of people to jump on here. Let's carry out a conversation that we are doing. It's not like hearing from one person, but I also know that you guys are also contributing a lot in the chat. Thank you so much. I highly appreciate you. Enjoy your weekend. Relax, chillax with the family, and it maybe just eating some ice cream or just a sip. Good ice cream though, because One Global Movement is going to be making the best ice cream in the world, the best restaurant in the world for children. So sit
Oh,
and
there you go, Dr.
relax and
Mimi.
enjoy music or
Dr.
something.
Mimi, do you make your own ice cream?
Oh yes, I
You
don't. A lot
do?
of my things I make
Well,
them.
I think you should share your recipes with us.
Okay, okay. I will do that. I like to make my own thing. All my things, I like to make them from scratch because they are organic. I grow my own things, beans,
Right.
potatoes, everything behind my home. So this is what we should be teaching our children because fast food is killing them. It's tampering with their hormones, right? So thank you guys so much. And I can just
Mm-hmm.
be so excited to stay here. But enjoy your weekend. I want to hear good things on Monday, how you enjoy it, and spend your weekend with your family. With the children, what did you do? We need to discuss those things. What did you do? That's one of the topics that we're going to be exploring. What did you do during your weekend with your family and your children? So thank you so much. But always encourage your children to stay focused. Focus on themselves, what matters to them. Encourage them, empower them, and make them believe that there's always endless possibilities because this little lowly me that that escaped death from nothing. And I am here today with everything possible for me. And what about you guys that are born with on a golden platter, a silver platter? So things are going to be rosy, but know that this should. And if a child is, maybe you feel that a child is not getting something or not understanding something, please bring that child to us. We will help that child. We will help that child, and helping the child together with you, because we cannot help that child without you listening to what is being said to your own child. All right. Thank you so much. We love you, and we will see you on Monday. Mwah.
One global movement virtual hug to anybody that needs it right now. We love you.
Yes.
See you next time.
Yes.
Thank you for
Bye-bye.
coming.
Bye-bye.